Hello, my name is James Garden, and this is my wife, Debbie.
Hello.
Debbie and I are both professional mental health counselors, in addition to being part of Kensington's Marriage Ministry team. We'd like to chat with you for a few minutes about a tool that Debbie and I use, but it's also a communication tool that we highly suggest that our clients and our mentee couples use as well. This tool, and some of you may be familiar with it, is called a weekly check-in. What this is just a regularly scheduled face-to-face communication appointment where it's on your calendars, and each week the two of you have a chance to get together and talk about what's going well in the relationship and what's not going so well in the relationship. The important thing is that it's done on a regularly scheduled time, and if something happens to where you can't make it, that's fine. We just reschedule for another day. So Debbie, why don't you walk us through how to do these check-ins?
Right. So the Bible gives us very clear directions on how to do a check-in. Romans 12:10 says, "Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves." And so what we talk about in the check-in, first of all, is what's going well. And then we talk about what isn't going so well. And a quick reminder is that complaints are okay. You can bring those. Those deal with the behaviors that are happening. But we don't want to bring criticisms, because criticisms are more of a personal attack.
Criticisms are bad.
No
Stay away
criticisms.
from those. All right, so there's two parts to any type of communication. There's the sending the message, and then there's the receiving of the message. So let's talk a little bit about sending the message. The idea in these weekly check-in sessions is that we really want to begin them with what we call a soft startup. This is where we're really aware of our body language, as we know that carries a good part of the actual message itself. So yes, we want to have good facial expression, good posture. We want to come across in ways that are non-threatening. We want to be very careful about the words that we use. James gives us some directions. James 3:1-12 talks about taming the tongue. And he goes on quite a bit, but he reminds us that a forest fire can be started with a single spark. So we really want to be careful about those words. We also suggest that couples use something that we call an iMessage. And in an iMessage, we call it that because the message starts off with the word I, because we're talking about ourselves, and then it's followed up with some type of feeling. So for example, we may say, hey, I feel a little disappointed. I felt a little upset earlier this week. I felt a little bothered by what happened. The nice thing about using an iMessage is it just talks about what you're feeling or what you did feel, and there's no wrong answer there because feelings are feelings. So then after you kind of go through what it is you're feeling, then you move into what it was about, what the observed behavior was or what the situation was. And then the third part of the iMessage is to go ahead and ask for what it is you would like. You know, what would you like more of, less of? What would you have liked to have done maybe a little bit differently or moving forward? So Debbie, talk to us a little bit about how do we receive that message on the receiver side.
So the active listening part. So James 1:19 says, everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. So again, we want to use caring body language. We want to be open. We want to listen for the emotional content and the feelings that are being conveyed. And then we want to offer that soft response. So he's providing a soft startup. I'm going to hopefully provide a soft response. So I want to validate and show empathy for what he said,
Yes,
for the
please.
feelings and the emotions that were communicated. I might say something like, well, it sounds like you were really upset. Or I'm sorry that you felt disrespected. I don't want to use harsh words. Proverbs says a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. So I want to summarize what I've heard, and then only when I think that he really feels heard and validated would I move on to responding with what I have to say.
Cool. So the idea is that couples just kind of go back and forth between sending the message and then receiving the message, and then it gives us a chance to really just talk about how we feel of what's going on and getting all of that out there before we move into the actual problem-solving process. So hopefully you find this tidbit helpful. If you would like any more information about it, feel free to email me at jamesgarden@oaklandhillscounseling.com. Thank you very much and have a blessed day.
Thank you.